this is Kat at Orion Billing. This is part 3 of the detailed medical billing step-by-step, going over the software, the process, and how it all works together. I will link the other parts in the description so you can find them, and I highly recommend watching parts 1 and 2 before this one so that you can understand the terms and what I'm referring to going forward. In this video, we're going to start with what is a clearinghouse. So a clearinghouse is a technology company that sits between your billing software and the insurance companies. Think of it as a very useful middleman. The typical way that this is done is that when you submit an electronic claim, it leaves your software and it goes to the clearinghouse first. The clearinghouse, before it sends a claim to the insurance company, it checks the claim for errors, also called scrubbing the claims, checking them for missing information, for formatting issues, for invalid codes, incorrect insurance information, things that would cause the insurance company to reject it. And it flags those problems before the claim ever goes to the insurance company. To mention, sometimes a practice software will have some of this functionality as well. It will catch initial errors before the claim goes to the clearinghouse, where the clearinghouse will check it again, often more thoroughly, and they will ping the insurance company to say, do you know this patient? And then the clearinghouse can tell you if the insurance company said that the patient's insurance ID number is not recognized, and various other issues before the insurance company technically accepts the claim into their system. So this also keeps the insurance company's own systems from clogging up with a lot of trash claims that are not going to be able to be processed. This is hugely valuable because it catches problems before the insurance company even sees the claim, which saves time and reduces denials. The clearinghouse also translates electronic claim data into the format that each specific insurance company requires. So the flow is following along with this flow chart, but if you want a copy, let me know. It goes from your billing software, an electronic claim is created, goes to the clearinghouse, and then that goes to the insurance company. And then when the insurance company processes that claim, they send a response back to the clearinghouse where ideally all kinds of tracking and organization of the data is possible in a good clearinghouse, which makes billing a whole lot easier. And this is to say, this is not just about making life easier for your biller, but anytime I ever mention making things easier for billing, this means that the easier these things are to track, the more money you end up getting back for your hard work, really, which is why you would ever want to make anything easier for billing. So a clearinghouse has two functions. They handle traffic in both directions, claims out and insurance processing information in. The next step is payment posting. So once the insurance company processes the claim, they send back a response. If it comes on paper, it's called an EOB, or explanation of benefits, or an ERA, which stands for electronic remittance advice if it's electronic. Most billers just call them all EOBs because we know what we mean. The electronic file name is the 835. That's the designated number for that electronic type of file. And that is the universally standardized insurance processing information that all the softwares and various companies can read. This document tells you what the insurance company allowed, how much they paid, how much they're saying the patient owes, and how much they're saying that you should write off. The billing department takes that information and enters it or posts it to the patient account in the practice management system in your practice software. Now, how the actual payments arrive depends on how you've set things up with each payer. That is actually a separate subject from the EOB or ERA information. The actual money can arrive by paper check mailed to your address, or by EFT, which is electronic funds transfer, which is a direct deposit into your bank account. EFT is generally faster, easier to manage, and again, easier to track, which is key here. And honestly, waiting for paper checks in the mail is not so awesome. So I recommend EFT, and most practices set that up when they get credentialed with each insurance company. But you can handle the actual acceptance of funds from the insurances however you like. It doesn't make any difference to how you set up receiving the payment processing information from the insurance company. Two different things. So the billing team, whether that's somebody sitting in a closet in the back of your practice or a remote billing company, receives this ERA information from the clearinghouse, and sometimes they're linked automatically and sometimes they are not, and you have to download the information and upload it into your software. Again, that also doesn't matter, but the software reads the file, however it's delivered into the software, and then it is readable by your billing team. Some softwares have the functionality to auto post. I have opinions on auto posting. For example, you do want some degree of this to be automated, because having a biller sit there and manually type in all of the payment information will use up a huge amount of a biller's time, which you want your biller's time to be on getting those claims paid, not on data entry. So the functionality to be able to pull in the insurance processing information is important. You want that in your software. But auto posting has various levels of meaning. For example, when I was setting up an urgent care client with Xperity software a couple of years ago, the software company default was to fully automatically enter the ERA information and post it to patient accounts. I personally have worked in a lot of softwares that have some degree of automatic posting, but I have never seen one, not even one of them, not ever, that does it 100% correctly all of the time. There are always errors, maybe not with every single ERA, but there are enough. There are glitches in the way electronic information goes through. If you're working in an urgent care, for example, you have to send all of the codes out for accurate billing, and most of the insurance companies are only going to pay for the E&M or exam codes, so you have to write off all those other codes. And the software, like Xperity, as of now, Xperity doesn't know what you need to write off. You have to do it manually for the most part on each payment. Otherwise, those codes go to patient responsibility, and then the patient gets a bill for a lot of money that they don't actually owe you. And I've seen this in chiropractic softwares too, where, again, it's another place where a biller's expertise comes in, because you want, in my opinion, knowledgeable human eyes on your incoming payments. You don't want an auto-posting function that fully automatically functions, because it will write things off when you really should be following up to see what went wrong. Why was it denied? Why didn't the insurance company pay? Why does the patient owe it, if they owe anything? What do the denial codes mean on the ERA or EOB? Why are they there? What do you need to fix? All of these things, having human eyes on them while looking at the auto posting, means that the biller or the billing team can fix a lot of basic things and rebill claims during this process, or at least know what to do, what's upcoming on reports. Let the front desk know that when that patient comes in next, get his new insurance card, all different kinds of things that are very helpful. And you want to at least not automatically write off or automatically put things to a patient balance, which a lot of systems would do fully automatically, when it really should go back to insurance responsibility or be disputed with the payer. So again, that's probably a whole nother video, but I just wanted to mention that if a software has auto post functionality, I recommend pausing it so that a knowledgeable human can put eyes on it and things do not get automatically written off. This is another place where you will save a lot of money and a lot of time. And now I'm going to end off here, and we'll continue in a part 4. Check the description for links to the other parts, and have a great day.